One of the things that has really been impactful for me is going after and creating space in my life to explore hobbies, to explore interests, to explore areas of life that I naturally or organically have expertise in, because I have several opportunities to be able to do that thing. I'll give you an example. I have this gimbal and I have it with the ZV-E10, and it is a smaller, it's on the smaller side of the DJI Ronin lineup of gimbals. So it can't take some of the bigger cameras like the Sony A7 IV or the FX35 or any of that stuff. It can only do the smaller cameras like the Sony ZV-E10, maybe the ZV-1. And I love it. I love the gimbal, and I really wanted to get proficient with it. Wanted to get my reps in, as they say, to be able to really sink my teeth into the experience of using it. And then maybe even possibly at some point down the line, I was hoping to be able to sell some services to clients where I would record them using a gimbal. And one of the things I've recognized in my life is that the common denominator is that anytime I have regular opportunities to do a thing, then I'm able to develop a level of increased mastery using that thing. I was not good at live streaming. So I began live streaming regularly 4 or 5 times a week, and that gave me several unique opportunities regularly, right, with consistency to hone those skills and figure out how to do live streaming in several different places. I had never done content creation before, and I knew that if one of the ways I was going to be successful at this whole weight loss thing was if I vlog my way through this 60-day challenge from Shaun T called Insanity. And so that's actually was my first foray into the YouTube world. And what it required of me was to post a video to YouTube every day. What that also meant is that I had to record the video, had to mic myself up, had to frame up the shot, had to edit the video, had to put background music, intro, outro, then upload the video and make it available each and every day of the 60 days for this challenge. I'm giving you a cheat code here. With that gimbal, what I did at the beginning of this year, I decided I'm going to produce a weekly video for my church with this gimbal and camera. Nobody asked me to do this. Nobody put this on me as a added layer of responsibility that I needed to do. I simply volunteered my services for free in this particular instance because I was looking for the reps. You see what I'm talking about? I was looking for opportunities to work with this gimbal, work with this camera on a week in, week out basis. A video that not only was shot on Thursday, but was aired on Saturday. And so that process up to this point now, at the end of February, has yielded almost 9 videos that we have used at our church. 9 videos that have thousands of views because it's an announcement video that kind of talks about all the things that are happening. But the way that I'm using that video, the way that I'm using the gimbal has caught the attention and the eye of those who would want to be clients. In fact, I've already booked a first client who wanted me to do videos for them the way that I'm doing videos for the announcements at my church. Why? Because I gave myself an opportunity to have regular interaction with this gimbal and this camera, regular production of an end product that caused me to have to go through the entire process over and over and over again. And because I have that opportunity to do that, I can incrementally and systematically and methodically get a little bit better every time. And it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm perfect, but I've learned some things along the way. I've developed a different level of comfortability, but also ease with it. I'm more comfortable with it. And lastly, some mastery with it. I can give some tips now. I can show you some pointers now. I can tell you some of the pitfalls now because I had to do the thing. One of the things that you have to recognize as content creators is that if you are going to be an expert in your space, you, ma'am, you, sir, will always want to have ways to be able to exercise that gift, exercise that expertise on a regular basis, even if no one is paying you for it. You want to create scenarios where you get to, not have to, you get to exercise that gift. And as you exercise it, you document. And as you exercise, you hold yourself to a different level. And as you exercise, you incrementally get better. And as you exercise, you teach someone else and you bring them along the way because that deepens their impression for you. As you exercise this interest, this gift, this area of expertise, you ingrain it in such a way that it comes out naturally, but also you find ways to even make it smoother, to make it shorter. You can find a recipe that allows you to get to an end result every single time. This is a cheat code that I want to give everyone today. And I'm going to share with you a couple of different things. As a live show coach, I am often launching live shows. And in this particular case, I want to share with you today a little bit about a show that my wife and I are launching in the next few days, relaunching, I should say, season 3 of Incubators Couch. Why? Because it gives me yet another opportunity to do what my coaching clients are doing, to walk through that process, to ensure that the insight and wisdom and perspective I'm sharing with those who I'm coaching, I'm also putting it to the test. I'm also getting an opportunity to experience it and see it front and center as someone who is doing a live show as well. And that is one of the ways that I know that I've been able to continue to stay on the cutting edge. I'm actually in San Antonio right now in a hotel room where I've been presenting the last 2 days, and I have 2 more presentations today, fly back home tomorrow. I'm super excited about that. This is another opportunity for me to hone my skills. I'm sitting here in this hotel room going live for my regular Wednesday show because I am giving myself regular opportunities to exercise this gift that I've been given so that the gift doesn't go wasted, so that the gift doesn't lay dormant, so that the gift does not atrophy, so that that muscle gets regular use and gets better because it's able to have greater capacity to do even more. Somebody's gonna ask me eventually, man, you're in a hotel room? What's the setup in the hotel room? That's another video. That's more content. That's another coaching call. That's another consultation. How are you getting that kind of light? What are some hacks that you can use while on the road? Like, what's in your bag? All of these things, I see them as building blocks, as stepping stones, as integral pieces of the puzzle that make up an entire successful content journey. Because it's not just that you're a content creator, fam. You are on a content journey. And I'm excited about our time together today. And as we've done the last couple of weeks, I'm excited to kick things off, but we will begin with a quick word of prayer. Father, thank you for this time that we have in the middle of the middle called the Coaching Corner. Thank you for this preview of the Incubators Couch live show that will be launching this coming Monday. Thank you for the 15 or 18 people who are watching live, and comments are even coming in while I'm praying. Thank you for each and every person that will join us throughout today's live show with questions, comments, support, but also for those who will watch on replay. And I pray that you bless each and every one of them. This is my prayer in your precious name. Amen and amen. What is good, family? It is your boy Kirk Nugent, the Geek Speaker Preacher. I am super excited that you are with us today for another edition of the Coaching Corner. This is the Coaching Corner. Yes, the Coaching Corner. And I would love to sit here and serve as your coach, if you don't mind, for a little while. We're going to check out your channels. We're going to answer your questions. We're going to talk about Restream, StreamYard, Ecamm Live, all of the different platforms that you can use to go live, whether with your phone or on a streaming app like EVMux or others that are out there. We want to answer your questions. We want to help you get unstuck. The Coaching Corner is a space that has been defined in the middle of the week, in the middle of the day, right? Right at noon in the Lord's time zone, the Central Time Zone, right on the middle day of the week, which is Wednesday. And it is intended for those who are pushing and striving and hustling and moving and working towards their content goals, toward their content entrepreneur goals, or toward their marketing goals, whatever you want to use online video for you to step aside from the hustle and the grind for just an hour and allow us to pour back into you, allow for your questions to be answered, allow for somebody else to take a look at what you're doing, give you their perspective and insight and wisdom, because they're looking at it from a different vantage point. And we're excited that each and every one of you are here with us today. I know I've got a ton of comments, and so I'm going to try and grab a couple of those because I see them, and I definitely want to get them all in here today. So let's do that just now. I'm going to have to do some changes here. I have a lot of scenes built out and ready, but I do not, unfortunately, have the scene for comments already ready to go. So we're going to have to build that as we fly, as they say, right? So let's get this here. We'll get this here. Move that down. We'll give these some corners. You gotta love building these on the fly, right? So I'm gonna make this white. And I see you, Jim Lawyer. I see you, Florence. I see you out there. Thank you so much for being with us today. Let's get this thing rounded on the corners here a little bit. And then we can drop this behind my camera. All right, boom, boom, boom. One there. Now we can get lock that in place, get a comment on screen from Jim Lawyer. Thank you for being with us today, Jim. Always appreciate the support. Always appreciate when the family comes through. So let's make that a little bit bigger, like that. I think that'll work. Something like that. Probably need to, let's go to size of the text, cancel that. And it's coming. It's just taking a little longer than I anticipated. So let's go here. Let's do a dynamic and let's see if this will work. Yeah, this is gonna do better. All right, there we go. You guys, I wish you could see me doing this. You would see me doing it live, and that's the way I like it. All right, so let's publish that. All right, now we're ready to go. Jim Lawyer, thank you so much for being with us today. Hello to you as well. Florence is with us. Always good to have you. Always good to have you. Tracy is with us today. Always good. Tracy saying hi to Jim and Doc Bashara. I don't have Doc Bashara's comment here for me to be able to pull from. Tim Hall Sr. is with us today. Thank you so much for being with us. Always good. Yes, indeed. Florence says a whole cheat code. Look for opportunities to get in the reps. Absolutely. Of course, my moderators are here, Florence and Florence, who is Equip Institute, and then of course Tracy, who is Many Scenes GB. They are here and they're sharing with you if you put a Q colon in front of your question. I love it. Tim Hall says practice makes peace, whereas non-practice makes panic. Oh, I haven't heard that one. That's a good one, Tim. Thank you so much for sharing that. Listen, I want to give you guys some of the cheat codes today. Give you the cheat codes today. In the middle of the middle. Come on, equip. Florence knows what that means. I love it. While we were building on the fly, I flew over to the like button and clicked it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Florence. I just recognized that I was going through some of the comments, but it wasn't adding to the screen because I was still in preview mode. What's going on, Ibrahim? Thank you so much for being with us today. Always appreciate you coming in. Yes, see, Florence picked it up. She says, hey, the comments are not changing on the screen. I know, I messed that up. But I do want to just say a word of thanks to each and every one of you guys for being with us today, even while I am traveling. So I won't necessarily be able to stay as long as I usually do, because I do have some another thing to jump on and do here. But I am excited to be able to showcase and share a number of things with you as we go through our time today. And if you have questions, please don't hesitate to ask your questions. Don't hesitate to ask your questions. First things first, I want to share with you my website. This is my website, kirkrnugent.com. This is what the website looks like. And yes, okay, that's that. This is exactly what the website looks like. Oh, wait a minute. I see Boss It Live is here. Hey, I'm actually catching you live first time in a while. It has been a while, so thank you so much for coming through. Always good to have you here. My moderators are giving you a warm welcome, and we are excited that you're here. Yes, kirkrnugent.com is my website. Wanted to make sure you guys get a chance to check that out. Right in the middle of the page of the website, you will see, I hope, Launch Strategy Demystified right here on the screen where you're seeing. I hope you can see that right now. Launch Strategy Demystified. And if you click there, it will take you to the masterclass page, which is also on screen right now. And on the masterclass page, it has a number of things, but it has the promo video there at the top. Man, I wonder why that background is not showing. That's weird. I'm gonna need to check that out because this is not supposed to have. Yeah, that's not gonna do it. Blend mode is normal. Yeah, I don't know why. See, darken. That's weird. Okay, that's supposed to have a whole background behind it, right? But anyway, the masterclass page is there. You can see, several of the previous masterclasses there as well that you can check out. So hopefully you guys get a chance to do that, because the masterclass is coming up. In fact, you can see the countdown right there that says, you can kind of see it. It says 8 days, 21 hours, 42 minutes, and 24 seconds. This is on March the 7th, Friday, March the 7th at 10 a.m. Definitely want to make sure you guys get a chance to check out the masterclass. So definitely come through and check that out. I also want to share, where is it? Karen Webb. Yeah, maybe this one. Nope, that's the comments. That's good. Okay, so I see what I did there. What I want to share is the promo for the masterclass, and I'm going to do that in just a second by pulling it up as a video, as you know. That is a thing we can do, is that we can pull it up as a video. If you have it queued up and ready to go, you can do that. If you don't have it queued up and ready to go like me, then you have to actually pull it up and then set it up to publish. So let's watch. For the content creator, podcaster, YouTuber, blogger, course creator, coach, author, and even consultant, we're always launching something. Bro. Could be your channel, your live show launch, or even podcast launch. Could be your course launch, or you're launching a coaching program, or even launching membership. Could be you're launching your book, a challenge launch, or even a merch page. Countless times, I'm sitting in a coaching call, hearing the work that has been put into a product or service or content, and have to ask that dreaded question, what's your launch strategy? All too often, that question is met with confusion, a made-up answer on the spot, or an actual launch plan that drastically misses the mark. I'm super excited to share that on Friday, March 7th at 10 a.m. Central Time, we're having our free monthly masterclass. This time it's titled Launch Strategy Demystified, with guest presenter Stephanie Garcia, veteran marketer, remote producer, live selling host, and product launch strategist. In this class, you'll learn what a launch is and who needs it. You'll learn launch fundamentals and mindset, and hear a case study that Stephanie will share from a recent client project. Again, that's Friday, March 7th at 10 a.m. Central Time for the Launch Strategy Demystified free masterclass. I'll see you there. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I hope that you enjoyed that, and I'm hoping that you guys will come and hang out with us for the masterclass. I hope that you will come and hang out with us for the masterclass. The masterclass series is on first Mondays, and it is free. It is free. There is a 24-hour replay on all the masterclasses that are available. But if you are a member on the channel, or if you're a member in the Workers Warehouse, you have access to the masterclasses for life. And so, definitely something I wanted to make sure you guys are aware of, that not tomorrow, or not this coming Friday, right, which is the 28th, rather the next Friday, which is the 7th. That is when we'll have our masterclass. First Fridays, always first Fridays, we have our masterclass. And so the next one is going to be how to launch. And I'm going to be doing some, prep work throughout the week to talk about launch strategy, and making sure that we have a good base and foundation, so that when we get to the masterclass next Friday, you will know exactly what to expect. So hopefully you guys can rock with us. Just stay tuned to the channel, make sure you're subscribed, and you'll get those notifications when we go live to talk through some of the pieces that will be relevant for our masterclass. Man, I see some of you already I see some of you already are commenting and sharing some things in the chat here. Exciting, Boss It Live says exciting. Thank you so much. Tracy says she's got a big event, so she might have to watch it on replay. Tracy's one of my moderators, also a member on both YouTube and in the Workers Warehouse, so she's gonna have access for life. But it's always good to have her in person, because her input is always invaluable. So Tracy, we will miss you if you can't make it, but we understand. Because you have been one of our faithful. And if you got a big event, you got a big event. Whoa, that comment came in bigger than I anticipated. Let's see if we can't tame it. Thank you so much, Darren, for coming and hanging out with us today. Sippy Cup Adventures of Northern California. There we go. Got it tamed a little bit, I think. Kind of. But anyway. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us today. Always good to have you. Says just checking in to say hi for a few minutes. Got to get back to some editing. Hope everyone is well. We are well, and it's always exciting to see you come through and hang out with us, Darren. Always good. Grip Institute says members of Workers Warehouse get to binge on masterclass content. Plus, we get to ask questions in the warehouse. Yeah. You are correct. You are correct. We get to binge on those we get to binge on the content, but we also get a chance to ask questions of the presenter. That is something that is unique that we make available to our members. David Harvey Official, this is my guy. Thank you so much for being with us today, man. Comes through with the compliment of compliments. He says the glasses are fire. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate it, man. Had to get the blue ones out for the presentation today. So on site here in San Antonio and enjoying every second of it. Definitely excited. If you can, family, please like and subscribe. Definitely. Yeah, I'm a guest at a massive craft event at NEC Birmingham for 4 days, so it depends what time I escape. Absolutely, you are doing your thing. You are pushing the envelope. You are in the areas that you are supposed to be. You have been called to be. and I love that. She says, yes, the warehouse is worth its weight in gold. I'm excited for that, y'all. So yeah, if you're on that website, kirkrnugent.com, just keep clicking around. You'll see some things there that will I think, be a benefit to you and will help you on your content journey. Geraldine is with us. She says, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon to you as well. Thank you so much for being with us today. Always good to have you here. Let me go back to my main screen here. I talked about this in the lead-in, creating spaces for you to be able to practice your craft. Creating spaces for you to be able to practice your craft that don't require, anybody necessarily paying you. And because they're not paying you, you have creative freedom and creative license to do as you please. One of the things that I recognized when I was starting to take on clients to produce their live shows was that the clients weren't necessarily saying to me, I want it like this, like this, like this, like this. They weren't telling me they wanted me to produce something that they had seen someone else do. They were telling me to have freedom because they've seen my work and they wanted me to just have fun. They knew if I had fun that they would get a great product. In fact, one person told me, I don't even want to give you any kind of insight or perspective on what I want, because I feel like it's going to paint you into a box and you're not going to put your special Kirk touch on it. And the reason why that phenomena has happened over and over again is because I created spaces for me to be able to try out some stuff for myself, try it out and fail, try it out and discard it, try it out and glean from it some pieces that have worked, try it out and say, I kind of like this. What if we did it this way? And as I went through my show for season after season and documenting the different pieces, there were clients that would come and be like, man, season 2, episode 4, that design and that look and feel, I kind of want something like that, but just kind of put your own little touch on it, with my branding and my colors in mind, just kind of do your thing, because I know if you do your thing, it's going to be dope. This is a far different type of scenario than you would find yourself in when you're just beating the pavement looking for work. One thing I want to point out here is that many of these clients that I'm referring to were not necessarily looking for a producer. They weren't looking for someone random to do their live show. They were looking for me. And when you recognize that a client isn't necessarily looking for someone or a person or a resource to do a particular thing, when you recognize that a client is looking for what you bring to the table and no one else, then guess what? You have the upper hand. You get to charge what will make you excited to work with and for this client, because the client doesn't just want someone, the client wants you. It's a totally different bargaining tool. And what I'm saying, I started in the lead-in talking about creating spaces for yourself to be able to practice your skills, practice your gift, hone them, refine them, get incrementally and systematically better at them, create the systems and processes that allow people to gain access to your secret sauce and your expertise. That work can be done before you ever start taking on a client, and it can be one of your best marketing tools as well. And one of the things I do with this show, I see some of your comments, one of the things I try to do with this show is give you some practical advice, give you some insight, wisdom, tips, tricks, best practices. This is one type of show that I do. I do it because I want to be in touch with my community. I do it because every Sunday I drop a video and every Wednesday I go live. And somebody may have seen that video on Sunday, or maybe one of the previous hundreds of videos that I have on my channel, and they might come on here live and ask a question. And that's why we always encourage you to put your Q colon in the chat. One of the primary reasons we're live today is because I want to be able to get your questions. But again, this is one of those practices that I implement because I am also teaching these practices to my coaching clients. I'm also sharing the merits of it and the benefits of it with my coaching clients. And one of the things you'll see happening in the chat is members on YouTube, members in the Workers Warehouse will come and say, guys, hit the subscribe button. Hey, if you're watching today and you're not part of the community, you want to make sure you do that. Why? Because I have benefited. This is something that is happening not just for me, it's also happening for my clients as well. And I'm sharing what is working with you, and I will also share what is not working with you. Now I want to get a couple of comments, and I want to talk about a big update that Facebook has just done, major update that Facebook has just done. I see Tracy is greeting Geraldine and David, always good. JJS Tech is on the live. Thank you so much for being with us today, sir. Always good to have you. That is the link if you are interested in becoming a member. Boss It Live says, that's it. Right there. That's it. I love seeing that. Major update for live streamers and live content creators who utilize Facebook groups and Facebook pages. Facebook has recognized that there is an end, there is a bottom to the bucket, there is an end to the well, as they say, right? They're not going to be able to store all of our content for years and years and years and years. Amen. They are not going to be able to keep up with YouTube as a video archive, as it were. So they have announced that all live videos that have been streamed and are 30 days old or more will be pruned from the platform. And this has sent this streaming community into a frenzy. Oh man, oh man. And I want to say, for those that are in the context of myself, right, faith-based entities and especially churches. Okay, fam, somebody's at the door. Well, sometimes the housekeeping wants to do some cleaning in the room and just kind of have to thank them and let them know I'm not going to need that right now. My point is, so many are in a frenzy to go and figure out how can I download my videos. This was my video archive. I'm gonna be honest with you, I was surprised by this. I don't know how, tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm alone on this. And I see your question, JJS Tech. I'm coming back to it. But tell me if I'm wrong on this. How many of you have ever tried to find a video that you did on Facebook 2 weeks after you did the video? Because I'm not gonna lie, I can't find the video. It's not readily accessible. It's very difficult to find. It's not open. It's not. It's even to find my own video a week after I did it. It's difficult to find, and so I was very surprised to see this uproar. Now I get that people want their lives to stay, but I really never saw Facebook as a platform where I was putting my videos and I was hoping that they'd be able to stay. I always looked at YouTube that way. I always looked at YouTube as a resource center of videos, and my entire video library is there. And I've actually since began to, even just a couple of years ago, started to put my videos on Google Drive. I have them all itemized and categorized there. And I am now looking at building out some pages on my website, kirkarnugent.com, where I will have my videos there as an archive as well, with storage that I pay for and own myself, not YouTube, not Facebook, not any of these platforms. These platforms, you pay nothing. So I was very shocked to see the uproar and the surprise and the vitriol. People just like, oh, Facebook, they just keep on changing. And you're correct, they do. But how much are you paying them? I hate to be that guy, but as a coach, I always have to bring you back to zero. Facebook made a major change a while back where Facebook groups are concerned, where you can't stream to the groups anymore because, unless you use RTMP. And so you can't use StreamYard, you can't use these streaming platforms. It's not directly integrated. So you can stream to your group, but you have to use RTMP. And there's a big, huge uproar. This is how people made their livelihood. I think we knew then that the writing was on the wall. Currently, if you are streaming to your personal profile, apparently those videos will stay. But if you stream to a Facebook page, hello, anybody, right? If you have a nonprofit, any kind of entity, any kind of business, we have our composition page there. We have the church's page there. If you're streaming to a page, 30 days, anything over 30 days old will be pruned from the platform. It wasn't a shocker to me that the announcement wasn't. What was a shocker, however, was the reaction. What was a shocker, however, was that people were surprised and scrambling now to figure out, where do I save my videos? I'm blown away that somebody would upload a video to any platform and not save a copy for themselves. That is mind-boggling to me, because I want to have the copy of that video to be able to put on Opus Clips and get multiple clips from it and then spread those around the internet like digital confetti. I want to have access to my own content. I'm not looking for permission for that. I want my access to my own content on platforms that I pay for, not on platforms that are free. And so I really want to share that there as something that we can engage around. I will, let me see what I got here. Let me see what we got here. Oh my word. Let me see. Oh, this has definitely woken the community up. All right, here we go. Doc Bashara says, thank you, Kirk and community, for your inspiration. I've been going live faithfully every Tuesday since mid-October. It's been easier to get going, especially when I don't feel like it. Come on. I love these kinds of comments. I really, really, really appreciate you for sharing this with us, Doc Bashar. You didn't have to, and I want to affirm you for sharing it with us, because sometimes sharing can be a little harrowing, but you have just been an inspiration to so many by sharing these things, and I'm super excited for you. That's what this community is all about. We want to make sure you guys get a chance to check out what Doc Bashar has got going on over on his channel. Just click on his avatar, bring it up, take a peek. If it is something that you're interested in, I want to be clear on this. I don't believe this subscribe just for subscribing's sake. But if you find what Dr. Bashara is sharing is something that you're interested in, something that you would want more of, then by all means hit that subscribe button. But if you find that it's not something that's good, maybe it's not your cup of tea, and I mean this for me as well. Maybe it's something that you found and you're like, okay, this is cool, but maybe let me share it with a friend. I would rather you do that than to subscribe and not watch. You hurt your friends by subscribing to their YouTube channels and not watching their content. You hurt, can I say it again, y'all? You hurt your friends and yourself by subscribing to your own YouTube channel with random little accounts that you have, because we all have like 10 Gmail accounts, and not watching the videos. I have 2 or 3 other Gmail accounts that I have YouTube with. And when I drop a video on Sunday, I click over to those other accounts and I watch the video on all of them, because I don't want to hurt my channel by subscribing with this other account and not watching the videos. You got 200 subscribers and you got 1 view on your video. YouTube's like, well, why did they subscribe? Maybe this kind of content is not right for this profile. And that's the challenge, because if the message that it sends to the algorithm is that this content is not right for this profile, and then it will start seeking out other profiles to send your content to, and it's not a clean slate, it's not a clean backdrop on which to paint the picture of your avatar. That's what YouTube is trying to paint. This is, again, free game I'm sharing with you. So I wanted to just kind of point that out even as I highlight Dr. Bashara today. If you check him out and you like it, by all means subscribe. If you check him out and you're like, this is not necessarily for me, do Dr. Bashara a favor, share it with a friend, but don't hit the subscribe button. All right, JJS Tech says, for the Sabbath stream, do you guys use Ecamm to play videos for the online viewers? I was thinking of using ProPresenter to use a linear overlay so that only videos and lower thirds can show online. So we use our process on Saturdays, on Sabbaths, JJS Tech, thank you so much for the question, is that we, in the studio, where we do the online engagement, which we call the Praise Cafe, for those that are not aware, we have this space in a side room of the worship center, where myself, or maybe we have some hosts that will sit and engage with the camera and speak to the online viewers on a regular basis, at different key times throughout our worship experience. In that room, we are using Ecamm for streaming. In that room, we have a feed from the main broadcast room, which is in a different place in the church. And we get that feed, and so we do the stream to the online viewers. So we start with us in that room, we cut to what's happening on main stage, we cut back to us, we cut back to main stage, we cut back to us, we close out the broadcast, and that's how we do what we do. In that room, yes, we use Ecamm to play videos because nothing else is playing at the time. But when we cut to upstairs, they are using ProPresenter to play videos and lower thirds. And yes, they have the ability in their space. Let me say, in that main broadcast room, we have the ability to show what we want, either to the screens that are in the house or to the viewers that are watching online. There are times where we have like a dance troupe or something that's wanting to use a copyrighted music. We can mute that for the online audience and show them something slightly different, and then of course still show and play that music or whatever for the in-house attendees. So hopefully that makes sense. That's a very interesting question. I want to say that we're doing it the way that you suggested, but I don't know. So maybe you'll give me more context based on what I've shared, but I thank you for the question. A lot of people are upset about the announcement, but I think it's to be expected that they wouldn't be able to store all of our content on their servers indefinitely. You, ma'am, like me, I mean, in my opinion, this is the approach. This is the, to me, this should be the expectation. So I couldn't agree with you more. It says, but that might be overdoing it. I don't want it to be difficult for the people I'm training. So I would be interested to hear a little more. But we are using ProPresenter, and the people who are using ProPresenter, they're not having to use Ecamm. I see what you're doing now. Everything is in one room for you probably. And so the person that's using Ecamm would also have to know ProPresenter and be able to bring that in as almost like a mask or something. That could be a level of complexity that you may not want to have, but help me to understand the end result. You want to be able to show videos and lower thirds to your online audience that is not being seen online, or that's not being seen in-house. Help me understand the end product, and then we'll get back into it. Real life hits, the joy of working from a hotel room. I remember it well. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Now is a great time to get a question in. I love it. Gary Jones says, greetings, everyone. Thank you so much for being with us today, sir. Always good. Good riddance, Facebook. They have terrible compression anyways. I couldn't agree with you more. Facebook has just kind of said to the entire world, we're not a video platform. LinkedIn has been telling us this for a long time. Nobody's listening. Even though I know LinkedIn is quote unquote saying that they really want to be video, no, they don't. They don't. They don't. So I couldn't agree with you more, JJ's Tech. No one is looking for our content, not even us. It's so true. It's so true. No, oh my gosh, not even us. I'm not even looking for my content after it's, after I watch it. I'm not looking for it anymore. I'm not looking for it on Facebook, that's for sure. So yeah, I never look. If I want to keep it, I download it straight away and save it elsewhere. This is what I'm saying. I don't have to download it because I'm usually recording it on my computer. And so I upload that copy to Google Drive, and that copy is better than what I would get from Facebook anyway. That copy is better than what I would get from even YouTube, if I'm honest with you guys. So there is, your streamed version of your video is not gonna be as high quality as the version that you record locally on your computer. So definitely something to consider as you think through some of the challenges that we are facing currently. Okay, absolutely. Here's a question. What is the real value of live streaming on Facebook? I get that houses of worship use it to stream because so many of their congregations were already there. Folk moving to YouTube already. Most are moving to YouTube. I think, I can tell you from the consulting perspective, many people didn't want to pay for a Podia, a Thinkific, a Circle, a Kajabi, right? Mighty Networks. People didn't want to pay for these platforms to house their communities. And Facebook basically gave them a free one where they could actually have people join their community, and there was a whole wait list and a process to get people into the group. And so you have this free community where I could also stream, and they were making, I know consultants that were cleaning up like tens of thousands of dollars per month. They were cleaning up, and Facebook was just kind of like, what? And we're not getting a dime of that? This funding model doesn't make any sense. We've hosted the community. We've created the space. We're giving them access. Like, we're the gatekeeper and we're not getting any money. They put that thing to rest. They said, no, we're not doing no more live streaming into Facebook groups. You can stream, but you have to do it RTMP. I mean, I have a colleague, a client, like, this dude called me in a panic when that thing happened. But this is somebody I'd also had multiple conversations with about saying, that joint is free. Like, Doc, it's free. You can't build your entire empire on rented property. worse, rented property you don't even pay for. So if they evict you, you should just be like, oh man, the jig is up. It was fun while it lasted. Thank you so much, Facebook, for allowing me to just make tons of money off of you rent-free, completely no charge. But those are some of the things when you ask the question, Florence, what's the real value? It was such an easy place to be able to go and glean your audience, siphon them into a side room, if you will, and be able to serve them there at a cost. I mean, it was just mind-boggling how that thing was set up, and so that's where I think a lot of the value is. For houses of faith, yeah, there's something to that, but I mean, for the most part, people are going to go where they are told to go. I would say that most houses of faith are standardizing over on YouTube for what they're doing, because we just generate so much content. Like my church, we do the full 4 to 5 hour live stream on a Saturday, but even from that live stream, there is at least 4 videos that we clip out and make available separate from the longer live stream video. So, I mean, there's just too much content for you to put all of that stuff on Facebook. No way. No way, no how. We put the live stream on Facebook and then we take it down. So it's there when it's live, it's gone after that. So why, if they get rid of it after 30 days, I may even stop my process and just say, hey, let Facebook get rid of it after 30 days. They get rid of it. That sounds good to me. Thank you, Facebook, for helping me clean up, because I don't want all that stuff on my page. I want people scrolling for months. So I don't know if that answers your question, but I think it's a great component in the conversation that we're having here. I've never seen FB as a platform for live unless I want to put word out for an event and kind of expect it to have a short shelf life. This, I feel so normal right now, because I was having a conversation with some folks and they were just spazzing about this whole announcement. I'm just kind of like, I never really looked at Facebook that way. Never. Like never. So that is encouraging to hear. Thank you for sharing that, Tracy. Oh man, streaming live on Facebook groups ended in April of 2024. I was all ready to give it a go, but nope. Hey man, you can still stream. You just have to use RTMP. I'm planning to go live a lot more now. My tech issues are sorted. I'm so excited for you, Tracy. I think that's going to be great. Live is such a great way to build your community and allow people to really galvanize around what you do, and for them to be able to let you know how your content has had impact. That's been a huge component of why I love going live. Florence says, Dr. Bashara's content is so worthwhile. He is helping me understand how being holistic is better for my health. He also affirms the reason I stopped with the med pushing MDs. Listen, that is its own advertisement right there. And again, like I said, go over to the channel, check it out, check out a couple of videos. And if that's your cup of tea, if you think that you need a steady diet of that kind of content, by all means, hit the subscribe button, because he has demonstrated that he is going to be consistent. And that is, to me, one of the major reasons why I will hit the subscribe button, because I know that this person will be consistent. If I don't have any sense that they're going to be live, that this thing is going to be here next year, then I'm not going to bother wasting my time if they're not going to waste theirs. So thank you for that comment. NNA is on the live. Thank you so much for being with us. Mod Squad, salute. Thank you so much for being here today. Dwayne Wood is another one that is killing the game, and I love what he's doing over on his channel. Very similar, not the same, but similar to what Doc Bashara does. You guys should probably do a little bit of a collab, Dwayne and Bashara. Thank you so much, both of you doctors. Thank you both for being committed. I mean, literally, you guys are very committed to this community, and I thank you both. I thank you both. Yeah, there we go. Mod salute. Got it. So my overcomplication of things is kind of valid. So yeah, I think it does add a level of complexity. And I always hesitate because I don't know if I've gotten the full picture, but I think I do. And if I'm explaining it correctly, that you have essentially, somebody that's there who's managing both Ecamm and ProPresenter, I do think it would be a little much for them to adequately gain a level of mastery in both, especially that they're going to be using them together. So I don't know. It may be worth a try. Maybe test it out with one of your more senior folks, and if they balk at it, that may be an indicator that it might be too much. Social media platforms are changing constantly. Landlords can do what they want. Facebook changes are a reminder to own your own space. Come on, Geraldine. Come on, Living Water Quilter. Let the people know you got to own your own space. You got to own your own space. You wouldn't do that with a house, so why would you do it with content? I mean, if you're deleting everything. I can't believe it. No, the price is right. The price is free. So you want to make sure, that you have everything set the way you want it. Okay, let me grab a couple more comments here. And I want to showcase some stuff that I have. We've got coming up. Hey, I uploaded from a local computer to cloud storage. Yep. So, hola, Kirk. Hola, Michael. Thank you so much for being with us today. Always appreciate you guys hanging out with us today. Yeah, I want to show lower thirds on the live stream while in the sanctuary shows full screen on the LED walls. Also, I want when the live is over, we click a vid in ProPresenter that only plays online. Okay, so the way I have it set up, I have a machine that's running ProPresenter that's, and then of course let me think about this. A machine and a switcher, and the aggregate of the two is what I receive in Ecamm. And so Ecamm is really just streaming everything that I'm getting from the machine and ProPresenter. So, but when I'm ready to just show something to the online audience, I put it up in Ecamm. Because the ProPresenter PC, or Mac I should say, and the switcher are connected to the video wall, connected to the screens in the sanctuary, but they are giving a feed, program feed to my Ecamm machine, and the Ecamm machine is what's streaming. So I can always segment what my online audience is seeing because I can just go directly to the Ecamm machine and play a video or put up a graphic or mute all the audio. I can always control what they're seeing separate from what is being done in the house. I hope that makes sense. And maybe that switch may make it simpler because then you're putting them in two different spaces as opposed to doing one of those screen grabs and putting it up that way. Debbie says, my church leaves the live stream up once it's done. Do you recommend instead replacing it with the recording from the computer? I recommend putting just the sermon up and taking everything else down. I recommend making the live stream, the full live stream. So this is what I recommend for churches. And this is a very unique scenario that churches find themselves in. Stream the whole worship experience, unlist it, and put that unlisted full worship experience in a playlist that is available on your website, not on YouTube, on the website. And there are plugins that will allow you to take an entire YouTube playlist and make it available on your website. It's actually a very easy plugin. My wife and I do that for folks all the time. But what we then do is take the sermon and make that available on YouTube as a standalone video with a new thumbnail. And we post that after the worship experience is complete. So then we also take the sermon and grab clips from it and spread that around the interwebs with breadcrumbs that lead back to the longer video and or our website. So the reason why we put the full worship experience on the website is because, you know, families who maybe got baptized that during that worship experience, or if a baby was blessed during that worship experience, we want to make sure that that stuff is available for them to be able to point their friends and families to after the fact for replay, because we're not going to clip that out and just hand it to them. So we make that available unlisted on YouTube, but publicly facing on our website. Hopefully that makes sense. Thank you for being with us, Debbie. Don't believe I have seen you in the comments before. Always good to have new fam in the chat. Always good. Always good to have new family in the chat. Thank you so much. And your question is right in line with what I do. So I feel like I have a level of mastery, or I can just tell you what I recommend. Let me say it that way. But I'm still learning just like everybody else. Thank you so much for being with us today. YouTube is definitely less compressed, but you're still going to get a better quality video from what you record locally. So that's always a thing. But yes, couldn't agree with you more. Please, everybody, start your questions in the queue so Kirk can easily spot them. Thank you, Tracy. You can even stream 8K if you want to. You know that's right. Hey, Debbie, man, don't apologize. I'm excited that you're here, and thank you for your questions. Always looking to have more people come through and hang out with us. We do a lot of live stream content on this channel and looking to really dive even deeper on some of the faith-based stuff as well. So thank you. On their next podcast is with us. Always comes through with the salute. And I put his comment up before, but I wanted to put it up one more time. Salute to the God and the squad. Thank you so much for being with us today, man. Always appreciate you. Camille Nash TV. Hello, fam. Great to see you all. I've been busy. God is faithful. Yes, he is. And I thank you for coming through and hanging out with us. Possible, use a ATEM mini in the middle and use ProPresenter to send the lower third to the downstream key. Yes, that's one way of doing it as well. But I think if you flip the two, you might be able to get some other options there as well. Yes, their collab would be fire. Dr. Wood and Wilson in the house. Come on, you see, we're making connections here. Jeremy says, sorry I'm late. What are people doing now that FB will not allow ProPresenter 7 to stream live? I just had a church ask me about this yesterday. So, ProPresenter, I have to be honest with you, Jeremy. I didn't realize that ProPresenter was how people were streaming their content. I had, and maybe this is a level of ignorance on my part. So I need to do some homework where that's concerned, because I'm completely and totally unaware what that requirement is that has limited ProPresenter from being able to stream to Facebook. Because that's not what I've heard. So what I've heard thus far is for Facebook groups, you can no longer stream using third-party software directly, natively. You can stream using third-party software if you use RTMP key and stream code. So that's kind of a manual process. You don't get comments, but it works. Facebook has just now announced that you can that streams older than 30 days are going to be pruned from the platform. But I'm streaming to Facebook right now with third-party software on my Facebook page, my Facebook profile, I should say. So I have not heard that they are cutting off streaming. And ProPresenter, what I know of it, again, I didn't realize how many people were using it, but what I know of it is that it was utilizing the same streaming abilities that I'm using right now to stream. And so if it is, maybe I need to reread the update. It's very possible that I'm incorrect on this, but if it is that the new update that they've just shared, the changes that they've shared is that they're cutting off third-party access to stream to Facebook altogether, that's even bigger than the announcement that I had heard, which is that they were just going to prune any live streams that are older than 30 days. So that's the update I've heard. And so I need some clarity on that. And I'm just not the guy to answer, because I don't know. I've not heard that update. JJS Tech says, yes, that's much simpler. Yeah, flipping the two, I think, is going to be great. Darius O'Kane says, my FB strategy has always been to stream to YouTube and drop links on Facebook to drive viewers to YouTube. YouTube is far more robust. I have never seen Facebook as the answer. So, and what you should know, and Darius, I think this is a great strategy, but what you should know is that Facebook, whenever you drop a link to an outside platform, they tend to bury that post. Even the people who follow your handle, follow your profile, are not going to see that post, because Facebook's algorithm does not prioritize links that take their viewers or their, interactors, whatever, people who are using the platform off platform. They don't prioritize those posts. So what you'll see people like me and several others do is say, hey, link is in the first comment, or I'll put that in the post. Because if I put the link in the post, then it becomes a challenge. But even the whole link is in the first comment thing has really kind of gotten picked up by Facebook as well. So even those posts don't do very well. So it is a challenge to siphon people off. What I found works is if you go live and you incentivize people to come over to YouTube. I think that because the content is actually there live on Facebook, but I'm just incentivizing them to come on over to where the party is, which is over on YouTube. So hopefully that makes sense. But I totally agree with you. I never saw Facebook as an answer for video at all. So what's good, Dr. Tashi? Thank you so much for being with us today. Always a pleasure to have you. Love that my moderators are here. Debbie says, just subscribe. Thanks for the recommendation. Oh man, listen, I am excited that you are with us. Excited that you're here. Would love to hear a little bit more. If you're still going to be around for a little bit, I've got a little bit longer that I'm going to be here. But if you could just drop in, let us know, where you're based out of, what church you're working at. I'd love to know a little bit more of what you do with content, and particularly live streaming, and what platforms you use. I would love to hear that. Let's see what we got. Were we on the panel together in Brooklyn for Black maternal mortality last year? Oh, wow. I love seeing this kind of content back and forth. I love this. I love this. I love this. Okay. On our next podcast has a question, and I'm going to try and grab one or two. What's the process / how-to on the loopback via EVMux and StreamYard? Whoa. Talk to me a little bit more here, OTN podcast. You want to know how to use loopback with EVMux and StreamYard? Is that what you're saying? If that's what you're saying, please clarify. I'd love to say, I just need to know if that's what you're asking before I can answer the question. Yeah, I'd love to know that. I just want to kind of hear from you. And if that's what you're looking for, I may have to just create a quick video for that. I had not heard anybody ask how to use loopback specifically with EVMux and or StreamYard. I have some videos on how to use it with StreamYard, but I haven't done that in a while. So I would love to hear a little more. And you're saying yes, so I may have to do something. I might have to do a video. That's a great idea. How do you use loopback? Alternative virtual microphones for web-based streaming platforms. How to use virtual microphones with web-based streaming platforms. Oh, OTN podcast. Thank you so much for helping me. That is a video. I'm typing that name out right now. How to use, let me get this right. How to use virtual microphones like Loop with web-based streaming software like EVMux. Ooh, I like that. OTN, you have helped me. You have helped me. I appreciate it. Okay, cool. All right. Thank you for that. Michael Drummond says, interestingly, when I stream to Facebook group via Restream, it shows sending instead of streaming, but the feed still shows. Let's see how long it lasts. It's true. It's true. Yeah, that's a really good one as well. What better way to spend your 60th birthday? Come on, Demolition News, than watching Kirk drop knowledge bombs. Oh my word, I love this guy. Anytime he comes in the chat, I just feel a jolt of energy, because he is somebody who has grabbed the bull by the horns, and he's experiencing a level of success that you deserve. And I know that that's a hard one to swallow sometimes when we want to be humble, but I really believe you deserve it, sir, because you have done the work. You have gone live, you've hit the button, you've done the prep, you followed the guides, and you're experiencing success, and I love it. I love what you're doing over there, and I'm excited about it. And I want to say happy birthday to you. I might even give you a song here. Let me see. I honestly don't know what my audio sounds like, because I'm in the hotel room and I'm using this Rode mic right here on my neck, and I have no idea what the audio sounds like. I can see that it's tapping red every now and again, and I apologize if it's not that great, but I will just give you a quick version of the happy birthday song. And then I'm going to show you a couple of things for the Incubators couch. And I'm going to get out of your way, because there's a lot of comments today, and I actually am somewhat over my time. So let's see if we can do this song real quick. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, man. 60 years is amazing. 60 years is amazing. 60 years young, 60 years wiser, 60 years better. Huge congrats and shout out to Demolition News, my good friend, for the birthday. Just want to give birthday wishes there as well. Okay, we're back. We're back. Let me see if I can grab a couple of comments here and then I'm going to get out of your way. I love to see the happy birthday stuff coming in. Welcome, Debbie. Kirk is the truth, provides real insight and professionalism. Thank you so much, Camille. It's my fella's 60th tomorrow. You are nearly twins. That's so dope. That is so dope. Happy birthday to him as well, Tracy. When you see him from me, tell him I said happy birthday. In New York traffic. Hey, man, be safe out there, OTN. Be safe out there. And thank you for joining us even while you're in your commute. Many thanks. I see happy birthday, Demolition News Abundant. I'm in Maryland. Our church is called Destiny Church, and we just started taking live streaming seriously. We're extreme beginners, but use StreamYard and found you trying to understand latency. Man, I'm excited for you and excited for the journey you're on. What you see, where you see me now and all the things you see me doing is because I too, was in charge of media for my local church and was using StreamYard as we literally started online. We were not streaming prior to the pandemic, and we had to quickly figure out how we were going to do that. And we learned a lot along the way, and my channel is a representation of all the things that we learned by bumps and bruises and scratches while picking up this whole media ministry thing and recognizing that there's so much that it translates to in terms of online video content and establishing yourself as a thought leader, funneling clients to your business, growing and engaging an audience. So many different things and tips, tricks, best practices that not only serve us in the faith community, but serve the broader population as well, especially coaches, authors, and consultants, even nonprofits I've been able to work with. It's just been a wild journey. So I'm excited for you, Debbie, and I thank you for sharing sharing your background. That allows us to know how you're approaching this whole thing. The Educated Natural is here, says, hey, Kirk and all, thank you so much for being here. I have never had abundant blessings before. Thank you, Camille Nash. Abundant blessings, I love that. You had a video a few years ago when you test with using Google Meet and Loopback. That is correct. And so I'm gonna try and do another video where I showcase it with, EV Mux specifically, but I'll just kind of showcase StreamYard as well, because I know that those are two of the main ones that main audiences that follow my channel. So I want to make sure that those are good. Kirk, you are one of my favorite streamers. Dr. Tachi, thank you so much. I truly appreciate that. Listen, we've got it's a lot of folk in the chat today, and I'm excited about every last one of you. Our man Kirk can sing. Hey, I love to sing now. I really do love to sing. Let me see here. Come on, Songbird. I love it. HBD Demolition News. Kirk, I am honored. Hey, man, my absolute pleasure to be able to share a song in honor of your birthday. It's a great day. How do you like the Mac Mini? Did you upgrade to the Pro? My husband wants me to upgrade to my current computer, an i7 gaming computer, to a Mac Mini Pro. I'm not sure yet. I really like the M4 Mac Mini. I didn't get the Pro. I have the M4 Mac Mini and I really like it. I think depending on what you do, I think it's a prosumer device. It can handle most things with ease. I have not found a scenario. So if you're streaming like I am with a tier 3 streaming software, meaning that it is locally installed on my computer and I am using the horsepower from my computer to stream, if you're like me in that regard, then I think that you will enjoy that. I don't know, when you say an i7 gaming computer, it sounds like that's a Windows machine, so maybe there's a transition from Windows to Mac that's gonna happen there as well. And I think, there are ways to make that easier on you. If you are making the transition to Mac, I would also ask, what is your creator platform of choice. Or how are you streaming currently? How are you creating content currently? Because I have a solution for you called Ecamm Live, which is what I'm using right now, that has made content creation a one-stop shop for me. I go into Ecamm Live, I hit the record button, it kicks out a video, I'm able to give that to my editor, and we're off to the races. Or I go into Ecamm Live and I can stream like I'm streaming now. All of the things you see on screen are all Ecamm Live, and that has been a game changer for me as well. So some follow-up questions there. Hopefully those questions are food for thought for you, and really help you to get, think through what would be the next best step. Should Ecamm be the best solution for service to be streamed to FB, or should I just have the church use a restream service? It's personal preference, Jeremy. I think, so for me, at our church, we are using Ecamm as our streaming software, which is what I'm using now. And then we use Restream as our distribution platform. So we stream one feed from the church to Restream. Restream sends it to about 4 different destinations. So from the church, we're not having to stream 4 out. We're just sending 1 out, and then Restream sends 4 out. Right now, I'm streaming to about 5 different destinations, but I am streaming from Ecamm to Restream. And so I'm live on Incubators Couch, live on Composition, live on my channel, Kirk R. Nugent, live on Facebook on a couple different spaces. So about 5 or so destinations I'm streaming to using Restream, but I only need 1 connection from my hotel Wi-Fi connected laptop, which is running Ecamm, over to Restream, and then Restream does the rest. So it's a personal preference thing. It's going to be a mechanics thing. Isn't a better or worse. It's a matter of what can your system handle. When I'm at home, I don't use Restream at all. I use Ecamm direct to any destination I am going to stream to. Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. I stream to all of them directly from my computer at home because my home internet is Ethernet, right? So it's wired and it is fiber. So I have 3 gigs up, 3 gigs down. I don't need Restream at home. I need Restream when I'm on the road like I am now, and I'm on hotel Wi-Fi that's spotty. So I know I can get at least 10 meg up and down from the Wi-Fi here in the hotel, and I only need 5 to stream to Restream. So I've got double what I need to stream to Restream now. Restream is gonna stream to all those destinations. I also dumb down my stream when I'm streaming on the road. I'm doing 1080p today, whereas at home I stream in 4K. So all of those components are factors that you're gonna have to weigh in to be able to answer this question. So I wouldn't necessarily say a yes or a no, but I hope that I've given you some food for thought. Kirk is singing. Man, I thought y'all knew listen, I love to sing. I just said happy birthday to Mark for you, Kirk. He said thank you. Listen, thank you for doing that. Tell Mark he's got to pop his head in next time we have our members meeting. So I think that would be dope. Okay. Mac Mini M4, awesome device with some upgrades and will be the best right now. I work for Apple Business Team. Jeremy, I couldn't agree with you more. The M4 Mac Mini is awesome. That was a great song, great voice. Thank you so much. Dr. Otang is on the live with us. You guys are gonna cause me to miss my meeting. I'm gonna get out of here in just a second. Hello, everybody. Thank you, David, for being here. Yes, I am a streamer like you for over 12 years. I've been using EVMux, Restream, OBS, etc. I love the look of Ecamm. I just haven't used Apple products in years, so I'm a bit hesitant. Educated Natural, what I would love to do is map out a transition plan, because I've done that for so many coaching clients who are making the transition over to a Mac because they want to use Ecamm. And because I've done it so many times, I feel like there are some things that we can help you to do that would help you to avoid some of the pitfalls. Now, I want to say right up front, it wouldn't be a free session, but I think it would be worth the investment. And if that's something you'd be interested in, head on over to kirkrnugent.live/book me and grab a consult session. We can take an hour and just kind of walk through that whole process. I can outline some of the things that you want to look for, some of the things that you want to transition over to the Mac, if that is indeed the decision you want to do. Not saying that you're already there, but I'm just wanting to offer that to you to say that is something that I have done in the past for many, many, many people. One client in particular, their Mac is only for Ecamm. They have a Windows machine for pretty much their operations and their business that they do, but they use Ecamm to do their live streaming on the Mac, and it has been a very seamless process for them. So I hope that that makes sense. And in that hour, we could probably even design some scenes and get your stream right. So something to consider. And again, anybody else that's listening, you would be more than welcome to do the same. KirkRNugent.live/book me. I was going to bring up my book me page on my website, and you have several options there. But the one I'm recommending you grab is the consult session, Tech Media Studio consult session, and you'll be able to pay for it there, schedule it, all that stuff right there. I'd love the opportunity, but again, only if it makes sense. And I am always a proponent of not paying if you don't have to pay. So if you feel like it's something that you can figure out on your own, by all means. And if there's something that I can answer quickly while I'm on a live stream or something like that, or if you drop a comment and I can respond, I wouldn't have any problem doing that at all. So just food for thought. I've always tried to strike this balance between making sure people know that these services are available, but not making it so salesy that people feel pressured. I want to see you all succeed. This is why I do what I do on the channel for free, but everything I do off the channel is not free. Just full disclosure. All right, here we go. Michael says Ecamm is a Mac-only software, so this may make it easier to decide. That is correct. I don't know what Devi was saying earlier, but yes, Ecamm is a Mac-only software. You said you started on StreamYard. Is Ecamm better? How did those comments get out of order? I don't know how that happened. They came in, this is the order they came in, but I'm assuming Michael was responding to Devi. Anyway, I don't necessarily look at anything from the perspective of better or worse. I look at them as tiers. I would not actually compare Ecamm to StreamYard, because even though they both are streaming platforms, Ecamm is tier 3 and StreamYard is tier 2, meaning StreamYard is a web-based streaming platform, and a web-based streaming platform, not just StreamYard, but all web-based streaming platforms have a cap. They have a lid, they have limitations that they just cannot pass. Whereas Ecamm being tier 3, it's locally installed. There's just a myriad of other functions and features that they can pull from and do that you cannot do as a web browser software application. Does it make sense? So I wouldn't compare them, but I would look at it as, at a certain point, I could feel the limitations of StreamYard and many of the other web-based streaming platforms. And I said to myself, I'd like to see what it would look like if I went to a platform that didn't have the limitations of being browser-based. Now, it being locally installed comes with its own set of variables that you need to account for. The fact that you're using StreamYard currently means you have redundancy built in because it's a web-based streaming platform, as opposed to a platform that you have to utilize in a different way. So, not a different way, as opposed to a locally installed platform. So you don't have redundancy built into Ecamm because it's sitting on your computer. If you somehow, the computer crashes and it restarts, your stream is done. If that happens with StreamYard, the stream actually will continue until you reboot and connect back into StreamYard, and then you can pick back up your stream, and all your people are still waiting there. And don't ask me how I know how that works, because that has happened to me multiple times. But there are some things that you can put in place to mitigate against some of those cons of having a locally installed platform. It's not necessarily better or worse. It's just this is Kirk's verbiage. I just look at them as different, and I look at them as, you have to figure out what is going to be the best platform that gives your audience the experience that you want them to have based on your streaming desires. So hopefully that makes sense. And I thank you, Michael, for giving them that added context as well. So many people in the chat today. I did sing today, David. Sang for happy birthday to Demolition News and to Tracy's husband. I included him in there. Thank you there. All right. Look, Michael Drummond says, that's how it all works. Sell your service, sir. Not offended one bit. I thank you for that. Listen, y'all, I want to share with you something that is coming up this coming Monday for my wife and I. Check out this.
I'm Kirk, a content coach, YouTuber, and media pastor.
And I'm Kanique, a web designer and serial entrepreneur, and we're your hosts for Incubators Couch.
Incubators Couch is unscripted, vulnerable conversations with entrepreneurs and small businesses just like you. And we're back, y'all, but just a little different.
Our primary purpose is to hold space for entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, small businesses, and content entrepreneurs to decompress, share their frustrations, and be heard, and to provide resources, insights, and invaluable feedback so your business doesn't just survive, but it thrives.
Yes.
Well, that sounds like a blast, right?
We have our own YouTube channel, y'all. Visit iCouch.live/YT and be sure to hit the subscribe button to be notified when new content is available. Listen, every month on First Mondays, we'll go live with an in-studio guest to have an open, honest discussion about business and to hear their client interaction story. Could be good, but we're hoping that it's bad.
And, people have to have their business together when they got partners and things.
Every week, we'll share produced video content like, why are clients like
Why
this?
are they like this?
Highlighting the rarely shared side of business and how to navigate it all. Also, videos sharing business resources, tutorials, and highlighting platforms or services every business should know and take advantage of.
That is correct. Listen, if you have a side hustle or you've been building your empire after your 9-to-5, or maybe you're already full-time in business or content and you're looking for a place to gain insight and perspective, or just to be heard from those who are also in the trenches with you, Incubators Couch was made for you.
I forgot to put the go to next scene, check that box on my scene there for that video. So it just stopped at the end of the video. You always gotta love when these little things happen. This is the Incubators Couch YouTube page. If you go to that link, iCouch.live/YT, this is where it will take you. And you can see that I'm actually live over there right now. If this is something that you're interested in, if this is content you think would be useful for you, we would love for you to be able to check it out. We'd love for you to be able to hit that subscribe button. We'll be live on First Mondays going forward. And this coming Monday, our guest is Jessica Coleman, and we're excited about that. We are excited about that. You guys, your comments are just priceless in the chat here. I'm looking at some of you. Oh man, the perfect segue. Hey, listen, definitely wanted to make sure you guys get a chance to check that out. This is the Incubators Couch webpage, and you'll see that the video that I just showed you is actually there on the top. It's just iCouch.show. iCouch, ICouch.show. iCouch.show is our main webpage, and that will take you over to our web YouTube page, or you can just kind of check out some of the things that we have on there. One of the things I started today's show by saying is that you always want to be able to do some things that you are interested in, that you're passionate about, and give yourself reps. The Incubators Couch is me and my wife taking what we have learned about entrepreneurship and being in business in the trenches on a regular basis and making it into content. What we recognized was that there's no better client bureau. And every entrepreneur that we have ever worked with, every entrepreneur that we've ever heard from, that's a little bit louder than I anticipated. But every entrepreneur that we've worked with has some client stories that are terrible. And so one of the things we kind of realize is like, wait, nobody's capturing these stories? Like nobody's shining a floodlight on the fact that yes, businesses need to do better. there is some truth to the idea that the client is always right or the customer is always right, but we need to hold space and recognize, right, that some clients are garbage. Like some clients are not good, and those client interactions teach us in business things that we need to change, adjust, modify, because we are learning those lessons as we go. What if there was a place where you could actually go and hear those stories? What if there was a place that you could actually learn from these other client stories and interactions from other entrepreneurs, and you could gain the insight, wisdom, and perspective without actually having the negative experience? That's what we hope Incubators Couch to be. That's what we're holding space for this particular show, and we hope that you'll come and join us. We'll be going live on Incubators Couch channel tomorrow and on Friday, and probably again on Sunday, because we're just doing some prep as we lead into our launch for season 3 with a live guest on Monday, March the 3rd. So we hope that you guys will check that out with us. In fact, here is a quick video as I close today from Kanik and I just talking about our guest.
What's up, fam? We are back for another season of Incubators Couch, launching this coming Monday, March 3rd at 7 p.m. Central Time. We know. That's 8 p.m. for our folks in the East, but that's 5 p.m. for our folks out West. And we have a special guest.
Yes, we have a special guest, Jessica Coleman, and she is in the insurance industry.
That's correct.
But she is also a business owner. So we are excited to welcome her to the couch.
Welcome her to the couch. She's going to be right here with us, and she's going to be hanging out with us live. So we will be able to interact with you live. That's a whole new thing that we're doing for season 3. Want to make sure you guys get a chance to check it out. We're going to be doing some pre-launch things as well. So make sure you check out the channel.
Turn on your subscription so you are notified every time we go live.
Absolutely. So definitely, I'm just going to say one more time, just in case you missed it, March 3rd, Monday, that is at 7 p.m., our first episode of season 3 of the Incubators Couch. Unscripted, vulnerable conversations with entrepreneurs and business owners just like you. We'll see you on the couch.
Y'all, listen, I'm excited. The other thing that I shared with you earlier, of course, is that finding something you're passionate about that you can get a chance to create a scenario where you can do the reps is like cheat code number 1. Cheat code number 2, doing it with your spouse. Doing something you're passionate about with your spouse is cheat code number 2. I am super excited to be co-hosting this with my lovely bride, Kanik. I love doing anything that I can with her. I love streaming, and to be able to do streaming with her, it's just going to be absolutely awesome. And we get a chance to engage with people who are in the trenches doing this whole business thing, and I love it. Okay, Dr. Chachi says, can you install Ecamm on something like AWS and overcome the local install limitations? And I believe the answer is yes. But the other scenario that you create now is then how do you connect your cameras to Ecamm? How do you connect your microphone to Ecamm? That's now in AWS. Yes, you create another scenario that you may not be able to overcome. And listen, I know several people who have tried multiple ways to figure out how to make Ecamm, in the cloud work. I don't know if they've ever figured it out. I, however, am not trying to figure that out. I am working with it the way that it has been given to us. So I have it installed on this MacBook. I have it installed on my Mac Mini at home. I have it installed on the Mac at church. I have it installed in these different places, and we utilize it just that way. I love this. This sounds amazing. I'm excited, you guys. It's even better than the duck race, so I'll have to scrub back. Okay, the couch is back. Long overdue. Darius O'Kane, we're so excited. The perfect segue. Thank you, Michael. You have a new subscriber to your channel. Thank you all for the information and answers. Jeremy, thank you for for being with us today. I don't take that lightly. I really don't take it lightly. And my community will tell you I don't take it lightly when people subscribe. So I'm excited that you have decided to do that. And I thank you for being with us today. As long as the co-locating works as well. Colo does work, but connecting the cameras, anyway, that's a whole nother thing for another time. Check out Incubators Couch, iCouch.live/YT. Thank you, moderators, for making sure that that information is there. Subscribe to the couch. Come on, I love it. I love it. I see, thanks. Ditto, thanks for the info. We'll be doing a deep dive on the content. Thank you, Devi. And listen, check out, this is what I'll say to you, Devi. This is the whole cheat code for me. And I say this to people all the time. If you want to ask a question, I beg you, don't DM me on other platforms. The other platforms are there, and I use them from a personal perspective every now and again for an advertising perspective. But I'm not as active on those platforms. Sometimes you'll get me, sometimes you get somebody else, maybe my VA. But on YouTube, if you put a comment under a video, you will always hear from me, and you won't take long either, because I don't even have the other notifications turned on my phone. YouTube is the only social platform that I have notifications turned on for. And I have specific times in my day, every day, where I am responding to comments on YouTube. I believe that as a content creator who puts content out there, it is my job to create a two-way street with the content. So I am encouraging my audience to comment back on the videos that I'm talking to them. That makes it two-way. And so if you comment on a video, you can almost guarantee you'll hear back from me. And that's a cheat code, not just for Devi, that's for everybody else that's out there listening as well. So excited for you being part of the community. I thank you so much for the subscribe. And I'm excited to see what you find in our content. If there's something that's missing, there's pieces that you don't quite understand, please leave a comment and we'll try to get back with you as quickly as possible. Dr. Tachi just subbed, I love it. I'm not expensive. My price is just not within your budget. I love that, Michael. Listen, I'm gonna have to adapt that. That might have to be a t-shirt. I love this. I love this. 1 a.m. for me. I'll make sure to watch the next day though. Thank you for checking us out. I know that's gonna be difficult, so definitely gonna be checking that out. I'm looking forward to watching. Come on, Wale. Thank you for checking us out. I'm excited about it. Congrats, Kirk, on the couch return. Can't wait. I'm still stuck on the post-traumatic client disorder t-shirt. If you go to the webpage, you'll see that t-shirt is still there, unavailable for sale. Don't forget to like the live, everyone. Hey, thank you, everyone. I want to say a word of thank you for everyone coming and hanging out with us today. This has been a phenomenal stream. We've had a great time. We've answered some questions. I don't want you to miss this point. I don't want you to miss these cheat codes. Scrub back to the beginning. It's a 5-minute monologue where I'm just looking at the camera and sharing some cheat codes for you, where I touch on how the importance of creating spaces where you get a chance to hone your skills. You get a chance to work on the gift that you've been given. You get a chance to put in the reps, the required necessary reps that it takes for anybody to go from good to great, for anybody to go from great to excellent, for anybody to go from excellent to out of this world, right? Legendary status. You gotta have opportunities to put in the reps. And I'm super excited that each and every one of you are on this journey called content. It's not just you're content creators. You are content. You're on a content journey. And there's a saying that I love to say that going live changes lives, and the life that might change could be yours. I want to pray for you as we get ready to go. Thank you, God, for this time we've been able to spend together in the coaching corner. Somebody's heading back to their work. Somebody's heading back to the task of creating content. Somebody's going back to their project plans and their content planner. Somebody's going to book a guest. Maybe somebody's even looking to tweak their live stream. Even yet, somebody's going to look at a different platform for streaming. And I pray, God, that you give them wisdom. Pray that you'd give them clarity on next steps. I pray that you'd breathe on everything that they do, because what they are doing is what you have called them to do. Bless us, God, to this end, I pray. For we've asked these things in your precious name. Amen and amen. It's your boy, Kirk Nugent, the Geek Speaker Preacher. Thankful for your time and attention today. We'll see you around these internet streets or in the next video stream. Grace and peace, fam.